we're going to have a 40k battle report with Orks against an Iron Hands successor chapter. We got a new guy. He plays the Iron Hands. He just started the actual miniature game. He's played the video games for years, and finally talked him into trying it out. So he's been building up his army, and we're playing a 2,885 point battle. Most of our games are at the 3,000 to 4,000 range, as I've mentioned previously, we're working on starting up a big campaign with the Planetary Empires, as well as our fantasy campaign that we're doing as well. And I kind of took on the responsibility somehow of getting all the terrain done. So while I'm rushing to get my orcs put together for the campaign, I also have been trying to get the painting for the terrain done. You'll see I did this board, and you can see I've got the buildings primed, not done yet. So you're going to see all unpainted models here. Again, the other guy, brand new. We've got him with 3 kind of practice games under his belt. He's really trying to learn the concept of the game. He's never played a miniature war game of any kind before. So kind of taking it slow and letting him understand, you know, what goes on. So as far as what we do generally with our 40k rules, we use the tactical objectives cards, and you can you cash them in at the end of your turn if you've gotten the objective, or you can opt to discard one and draw a new one if you just don't want to get that one or it seems hard. Now, if you draw one that's actually impossible, like kill an enemy psyker and the enemy never took a psyker, then that's an auto replace the card. Otherwise, we found those are very cool to use and add a neat little dynamic to the game rather than just try to kill everybody. You've also got to plan ahead and be able to capture objectives and do various things, and that's for a neat little element. Again, our lists are not, they're all kind of fluff-based. When I make an army, I create a story for the army, then make it. So this is going to be kind of a work in progress for these battle reports, and I really want you all to provide feedback and commentary. I want to make these interesting for you guys watching. I want them to be helpful as far as getting people into the game, as well as teaching rules. Of course, we might make some mistakes, but we really try not to. And I want them to be fun overall. So these are a work in progress before our campaign gets started next year. So I'm going to keep making these kind of videos again as things progress, and I really want the feedback because I want this to be something fun for me and fun for everybody else. Like I said, we're not a store. We're just guys that love playing the game and like to get new people into it. So that's where we're coming from. So I'll show you a little bit of the board and what I've done here and explain how we do the setup. Okay, so here we have a typical board, 4x6. I did these are the Realm of Battle city tiles. I got these all painted up a few weeks ago. I think they came out really cool. I really like these tiles. And they add a lot of life and dynamic to the gaming experience. So the lights, of course, will eventually get painted, as will these buildings that are just primed. They'll all get painted. This is a typical setup for any of our city games. What we generally do is decide if we're fighting in fighting for a city, a countryside, or a combination of both, and that is usually dictates which tiles are used, as well as the setup. The board setup is done independently of the game, and usually before anybody even ever gets here, and then we just kind of go with it from there. You can see there's one thing I always try to do is make sure there's clear pathways, like here, and you'll see over here. So if somebody wants to take a super heavy tank, it can always fit through. Lots of cover, but again, I try to make it realistic. If we're playing in an open plains, there'll be some ruins and bumps. Of course, there's not going to be a bunch of factory buildings like there would be in this. Since our lists are extremely narrative, as most of our games are narrative campaigns, it depends on what the story is for this battle, and usually that's created by one of the players, or even one of the guys in our group says, hey, let's do a battle, we're fighting for XYZ. In this case, this is a city that has been overrun by the Orks, and they've taken over the manufacturing plant. You'll see there in the center. You can't really see it, but once that's painted, there's several Ork ruins and sigils, and a lot of the Imperial stuff has been wiped off or destroyed, and that's what the battle's for. So we set it up based on that. It's an overrun Ork city, and we'll go from there. So we'll pick up with the review of what armies are playing in this battle, and go on from there. Okay, here we have the Ork army. This is a 85 point army. So we got here a pack of 30 grots with 3 run herds. They all have the grot prod, and one has a squig hound. Grot mega tank, exactly as pictured. Well, I have some extras there I need to take off. That's so I can replace things. It's got the twin-linked Grot Zuka. In the back, we got some twin-linked flamers. See the custom Mega Zampa. Rocket launcher on each side. It's got some boom canisters. We got a pack of Grot tanks, because Grot tanks are amazing. Exactly as you see here. Command tank's got the flamer and the Mega Blaster. There you go. Then we got 2 packs of Burna Boys. What I did, each of them has 3 upgrades to mechs with kill saws, and they're all in trucks. My trucks always have wrecking balls and extra armor. Just because, one, I like the idea of the wrecking ball because it's completely absurd, and extra armor because why not? Maybe they'll make it. So we'll discuss strategy here in a second. This is my command retinue. It is a pack of 10 boys, one upgraded to a knob with power claw right here in the front. I got a big mech with a custom force field, and my lovely war boss. This is from the Stormclaw. Really like that dude. This pack of 12 models here will be inside the Kill Bursta tank here. The Kill Bursta does have the Grot bombs. I did not upgrade the Bursta cannon. It's just a belly gun, and the rest of the accoutrements you see on it. And that is our Lord of War choice. I got a weird boy here with a pack of 14 Orks. One of them's got the rocket upgrade, and of course a knob with a power claw there. Again, I always give my Choppa boys armor because it just seems like they should have armor, and they look really cool with it. I do not give my Shooter boys armor because they believe they're more accurate without armor because they watch 300 too much. And over here, lastly, a pack of flash kits, 10 flash kits with 10 ammo runts, and they will be in a battle wagon. Again, with the def roller because it looks cool. Put the kill cannon on there. Upgraded the armor. I do leave it open topped. If if anyone's in it, it's left open top. Yeah, and there you go. I think that that is our little army. Part of the strategy here is with the burner boys. I know the army I'm facing is, and again, a lot of people we play either have a lot of armor or a lot of dreadnoughts or something in that sense, which Orks can have a hard time dealing with. But I know they're scared of kill saws. So by having the 2 units there, they'll focus their attention on that. I can use the grots to take objectives. The tanks will be very harassing and annoying. While not devastating, they're great against infantry units. Meanwhile, my group with the Psyker can run over, take objectives as well, along with the flash kits. So I have 3 primary objective takers. The command unit inside of the Kill Bursta is going to be able to, well, I'm going to run up the Kill Bursta, do what it needs to do, drop these guys off, depending on what threat I think I need to address. It's going to be very conditional. I got to see how it plays out in the first turn. But they've got a nice very solid armor, so they'll be well protected until I need to let them out to do something. Again, it really matters on turn 1 to see where I want to move these guys. So there you go. That is my 2885 point Orc army for today's battle. Orcs have won the first deployment. There will also be night fighting in effect on turn 1. We are playing the Maelstrom of War Contact Lost mission. So at the start of each player's turn, we generate the number of tactical objectives based on the number of objectives that are currently secured. With the deployment start, the Orcs have objective 5 and also objective 6. So that means they will be able to generate 2 tactical objectives at the start of the game. Warlord traits have been decided. The Orcs are cunning but brutal. And next up, we'll review the Iron Hand successor chapter, see what that army list looked like and their initial deployment. All right, the Space Marines have finished their deployment. They've started with 3 objectives already secured. This one is a Skyfire Nexus. This is a grav wave generator, and this one down here is a targeting relay, which actually will be pretty useful for those guys. These sniper squad here use their infiltrate to deploy 18 inches, and then scouting to redeploy to capture the objective up on top of the super high factory. So let's go over what kind of army this is. Alright, here's our Space Marine player. Tell us a little bit about your army. I believe it's from the Clan Ranukin book?
Clan Ranukin book. I've got also an Imperial Knight detachment. I've got a Paladin with 2 heavy stubbers and a rapid fire battle cannon with a Reaper chainsword right there. I brought 3 dreadnoughts, 2 venerable, 1 ironclad. I've got 1 tech marine with a servo arm, and 2 tech marines with servo harnesses over here. One of them's obviously the Thunderfire cannon operator, which is situated right here in open fire of everything. So hopefully it'll die first. Obviously, this is my Master of the Forge along with the command squad. I've got 2 squads of Space Marines, one in the Razorback and the other one in a drop pod, which will be coming in. And I've got 2 plasma cannons right here, and 4 plasma cannons, 2 each here, 2 heavy bolters on the servitors. I've got a plasma cannon on this guy, and I got a laser cannon on that guy. Laser cannon.
What warlord trait did you get?
I got the Student of History, which means that I can cowardly run away if I want to.
And also you have the ability to fortify buildings?
Yes, so that's going to be fortified, that's going to be fortified. Technically I can fortify, but it's only within my deployment zone, so these are the only 2 buildings in my deployment zone.
So those will be 3 up cover.
Yep.
Alright, and you did fail to seize the initiative.
Yes.
So do you have any basic strategy you're going to try?
Purge all Xenos for the Emperor. Other than that, my basic strategy is going to be to hide these guys and then move them around. Of course, I'm telling you my basic strategy.
It's my Orc spy.
Right. your Orc spy network. While I move this squad over here, I'm going to move my Paladin and Ironclad up and attempt to take those guys out and push that way, if I can. Also, my Dreadnoughts are going to be providing fire support and hopefully holding down those trucks. Those trucks are going to be annoying because they're going to be able to zoom around and dump their dudes everywhere. And my Thunderfire Cannon's going to be providing cover support.
Alright, cool. Let's see what happens in turn 1. At the end of the movement phase, the Grot Tanks moved up. The Weird Boys and their unit moved up. Both trucks moved their at a cruising speed. The mega tank went at combat speed. The horde of grots all moved up. The battle wagon moved at combat speed, and then the flash gets jumped out to deploy. The bursta moved up its 12 inches. Now on to the psychic phase. The Orc psychic phase, he's got Duck Crunch, which could possibly hurt the Knight. Rolled a 6, so we have 8 psychic power dice. Nothing else can do anything, so I'm going to be risky, and I'm going to try to get that off with 6 power dice. Wow, so he did get two warp charges. Let's see if they can stop it. I see 1-6.
1-6.
Nope, and it did not stop. Duck Crunch goes off.
Yeah.
Duck Crunch went off with a direct hit on top of the Knight. Let's see what its strength is. Strength 9. Okay. The Weird Boy's strength 9. Duck Crunch blasts the Knight, but after a terrible roll, fails to even glance him. Grot tanks fired their custom Mega Blasters. Both hit, one failed to pen. The second one did get a penetrating. Let's see if we can get an explodes result. The Knight has failed his invulnerable save. No! Just an immobilized. 1 whole point. The Grot Mega Tank fired its twin-link Grot Zuka at the Master of the Forge. Both of them landed a direct hit, wounding. He gets a 2-up armor save. He fails 1, suffering a wound, but he gets a feel no pain. 3-up, feel no pain. Oh! No injuries from the deadly Grot Mega Tank. The Flash Gits who just deployed are going to lay fire into the Tech Marine and his servitors. That will be 30 shots. Of course, they're Orks, so they're only going to hit on 5s. Alright, since each one of them has an ammo grat, we just go ahead and simplify it. I'm going to kill all my ammo grats off and re-roll 10 dice to see if we get more hits. Yay! And a few more. Alright, they successfully got 16 hits, wounding on 2-ups.
Jeez. All wounds.
14 successful wounds. Let's see what the AP is. AP 3! Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, yeah.
In a horrible set of rolls, the Tech Marine rolled a 1 for his armor save, and the servitors all failed their cover save. So that unit is gone. Alright, the belly gun shot and scattered to that point there, dead circle. We're now going to see what radius it explodes. It will blast into a 9-inch radius. So that's going to hit some of those guys. Alright, the belly gun managed to pin one of the dreadnoughts. However, he made his cover save from Knight. Master of the Forge made his armor save. All the rest of the Marines made their cover save. No, actually, most of them failed the cover save, but then they all made their feel no pain rolls, except one who has died. He was a good warrior.
I would also like to point out he has a Crux Terminatus, so he had Terminator honors.
Oh,
yeah.
He was a good soldier.
He was a good
Thus
soldier.
ends his legacy.
As well as robes from Mars. See that? Obviously, it's not Dark Angel robes. It's robes from Mars. That's
Goes a Grot Bomb. Boom. Killing 2 Space Marines.
That's right.
The remainder of the guns on the Kill Bursta fire off, but with the Knight rules, the incredible cover, nothing is injured. Alright, on to the Space Marine turn. He has drawn his objectives. Which objectives do you have?
Got 2 secure objective 3s, which is hilarious because that's objective 3 right there.
Well, that'll be pretty easy.
And then recon, which means that every mysterious objective that I unmysterious myself, I get a victory point for. So 1, 2, 3.
He was mistaken on that objective. If all of them have been exposed except this one right here. Once that one is exposed, he can then turn that one in for a victory point. After the movement phase, you can see the knight moved its way up. The rhino, is that a rhino?
That is a razorback.
The razorback moved up at cruising speed in an attempt to get the Space Marines inside into close combat. The rest of the units consolidated, and the Dreadnoughts made their way forward. The Psychic phase rolled a 1, so he had 3 power dice. Attempted to smite the truck here. However, it was thwarted by the Ork Psyker. The Flash Gits were hit by the Thunderfire cannon with a barrage. Luckily, it scattered away from them, landing only 5 wounds. And they will get their 5-up cover for night. That would not be a 5-up cover for night. The Servitors from the building shot their 2 plasma cannons into the Flash Gits. One shot scattered away, not hitting anything. The second scattered, hitting 2 Flash Gits and nicking the Kill Bursta. Let's see if it wounds the Flash Gits.
Strength 7.
That would wound both Flash Gits.
Yeah.
And cover shave from the Knight. Both Flash Gits are wounded. See if you glance the Kill Bursta.
I think I do.
Strength what?
7.
That will not
Damn,
do
it's
anything.
14, right?
The Dreadnought fires his plasma cannon right here, and
BS of 5, so it's a direct hit.
did not scatter, getting a direct hit, hitting 5 models. A bad roll. The Dreadnought only managed to do 2 wounds, and they made their cover shave. The Knight fired his rapid fire battle cannon into the mega tanks, scattered into the Orks. The Orks made their cover shave. However, the tank did not get a cover shave, and since it's an ordnance weapon, it didn't get the rolling scrap pile either. So that blew up a tank. He did roll an explodes roll. It exploded and caused 2 glancing hits. However, it did make the rolling scrap pile against the explosion roll. So now the tank has 1 whole point done on it right there. These snipers fired down at the poor Grots. They actually rolled pretty good, but they failed to wound any of them. Therefore, the Grots mocked them and sneered. The Dreadnought fired a rocket, getting a crew shaken on the truck, and of course knocking a whole point off. It failed its cover shave. And the lovely Knight managed to complete a charge into the Grot tanks. Alright, the assault phase. The Knight charged the Grot tanks. Hammer of Wrath blew one up. His destroyer weapon blew another one up. Blew another 2 up. Leaving 2 with 1 whole point damage on that guy right there. On to round 2. All the Orks moved up into different positions. The Kill Burster unloaded with the Warlord and his retinue. They're going to go up and try to take out that Thunderfire cannon there. Both trucks unloaded their burner boys. One set is going after the Dreadnought with the mechs and their kill saws, and the other set is going to see what happens if the truck can take out the Tech Marine, and if not, then they can go ahead and start burning those guys. On the far side, the Grot tanks moved into a position where at least one of them is going to get a shot where his invulnerable shield is not. The other Orks moved up. I'm hoping the Psyker can get lucky and do some damage as well. Need to take out that Knight, so we're going to try to crunch again. Need 2 warp charges. And I got 3. Will he stop it?
Nope.
Did not stop it, and we only had 3 dice total, so it does go off. The crutch went off right on the back of the Knight. It did not scatter. Since it's barrage, that means his force field will not protect him because it hit him in the back. Let's see if it actually does anything. That is a strength 6 in the rear armor. Does it do anything? Come on, big money. 5. That is an 11 in the rear armor.
12.
Which does nothing. Alright, the Burner Boys going at the Space Marines. They got 33 hits total with the entire unit. Need a 3 up to wound.
You dropped a couple on the floor.
Alright, we dropped a couple dice. That's what happens when you get that many. Alright, let's see how many come out of this. Alright, the Burner Boys scorched him for 19 wounds. And he's going to roll 3-up saves. You go by majority.
Oh, okay.
You go by majority models. So he's got 19 saves to make.
So this is 10.
4,
5, 6.
6 wounds total.
6 wounds.
And feel no pain. So one guy. Kill him.
Damn.
One Space Marine has died from an entire unit of Burner Boys. Alright, the flash kits are going to fire up into the building with that stupid cannon. Alright, they're going to get 18 shots, hitting on 5s. Alright, attacking the servitors. I got a total of 7 wounds. Let's see what the snaz gun AP is. 2!
Holy shit.
Well, he's still got a... That's a fortified building, right?
Yeah.
So he's still going to get a 3-up cover save. Roll 7, 3-ups.
Damn it.
Oh, look at that death. So much death. I believe that's going to kill the servitors and that tech marine. Your feel no pain.
Feel no pains, yeah.
So roll 4 feel no pains.
5 feel no pains.
Oh, 5, okay.
5 wounds.
Yep, I missed the other one.
So this is like, what, 6 up? So,
2, so 3.
3 wounds.
Yep.
Okay. I got 2 wounds, right?
Look out, sir, on the tech marine. Looks like he made one of them and failed one. Alright, we fired the belly gun right there. It scattered 1 inch to here, and then its blast radius was 14 inches, which means it hit the Dreadnought, both of those guys, the entire unit of Burner Boys, and this Dreadnought. So let's see how many orcs die. Alright, the blast manages to glance, well, penetrate, and do crew shaken on both Dreadnoughts, so each of them lost a whole point. 6 of the Burner Boys are dead. The Librarian and Tech Marine made their saves and were not injured.
Nothing happened.
Shot the Grout Bomb, right here, at the Dreadnought. And of course, rolled terrible, did not even glance him.
Well, it still hit him, but he absorbed it, right?
He's just too awesome. He didn't want to take the pain. In a hilarious turn of events, the Battle Wagon Kill Cannon shot at the, what is the thing again? Razorback. And rolled a 1 for its pen roll, so it did nothing. A 1 and a 2. But then the cannon fired, it rolled a 6. So it penned, and then it rolled a 6 for penetration, and it is AP. And disappointingly, it's only AP 3, so he's just immobilized. His salts went in. The knight attempted Overwatch, wounded, but they made their armor save. The Dreadnought fared better, killing off one of the Burner Boys before he made it in. The Tech Marine, Apothecary, and Librarian, however, did not. And of course, the Razorback could not fire Overwatch. Alright, the Boss Knob has his power color on Initiative Step 1, which goes simul as a stomp, but we'll see if he can do anything. He's got a hit on a 4. That is a pretty good roll for him. So that is Strength 10, and we'll roll for Penetration. Alright, so what's his front number? 13, so that's a glance and a pen.
Right.
We'll roll to see if the pen doesn't explode. It does not. So he'll take 2 whole points. Roll for D3 for your stomps.
Oh.
That is 2 stomps. Alright, the Mighty Knight stomped the crap out of them. However, they failed their morale check and did some breaking heads, which failed to wound, so these guys are locked in combat. Moving over to the Burner Boys of the Dreadnought. The Dreadnought only hit one time, and rolling a 1 to wound did not wound. So now the 3 mechs are going to unleash their kill saws, hitting on Forge. That's going to be a lot of hits. On the charge, that means these will be at strength 8. Let's roll 6 pins. The kill saws scored 5 penetrating hits on the Dreadnought, so that toasted him. They only consolidated 1. They're moving up. Moving up on this nasty, nasty little Tech Marine. Alright, the mechs against the Tech Marines have managed to land 6 successful hits. That's at strength 8 AP 2, so there will be no saves. However, that's at initiative 1, and he gets to attack back at initiative 1. Here goes, what are you using?
I am using the Mindforged Stave.
Alright.
Which is strength 8. Shit.
That is not gonna hit.
That's not gonna hit.
Alright, and lastly, the
Axe of Medusa.
Axe of Medusa. Now, I believe, what's his weapon skill? He's a 5, isn't he? 5, so 4. Yep, so he's only gonna...
It's gonna hit on 4s, right?
Yep. So 1 hit, roll to wound. That's an anything but, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is a 1 dead mech. Alright, the Master of the Forge is left. The Apothecary and the Librarian have both died outright from the Strength 8 attack.
So he's got the Gorgon's Chain, which gives him Eternal Warrior and an invulnerable save of 3 up.
Alright, so he's got to basically soak up these,
And he's got
at least a few of these. This is the Warlord, of course.
Oh,
so
God.
he takes 2 wounds. Goodbye, mighty warrior. He has perished. This actually scores Slay the Warlord. The first point for the Orks of the game. I believe the Marines have 2 already.
2, yes.
2 victory points. Onward. Alright, they attacked and blew up. The explosion went out 6 inches. It ended up killing 5 of my Ork boys, and none of the Space Marines were injured. So I'm gonna vote that was a bad attack. No, that's his reserves. 3 up, man.
3 up?
So what reserve is this? The drop pod with Space Marines?
This is the drop pod.
Alright, and the cash in your cards. You have 3 current victory points, and the Orks have 1. He cashed in the card because all of the objectives have been exposed.
At the top of my turn? Or?
New objectives. He still controls 3. Objective marker 1. And he needs to make the opponent fail a morale, pinning, or fear test during this turn. Well, at least
That's
it's
easy.
fighting Orks. That isn't too hard. If it was Space Marines, it might be a little tough. Well, and you get 1 definite you're getting. And where is objective marker 1? Objective marker 1. He already controls it. Oh, man. You are getting some lucky card draws.
I know.
All right,
Seriously.
on to your movement.
No.
Drop pod has come in with a direct hit, and it's preparing to be destroyed by the deadly Grot Horde, the most powerful warriors in the universe, of course. They just are waiting to destroy those Space Marines, as they always do.
That's right.
Alright, everybody kind of moved up. The little servitor did not get mind locked, and he moved up to make sure he's holding that objective, because he is brave and mighty. The rest of it is pretty much what you'd expect. These guys look like they're moving around for a nice little backdoor action with that battle wagon. And the other Space Marine squad that just got blown out is getting ready to do some fighting. No psychic phase because he's dead. So, on to the shooting. Plasma cannon lands 3 wounds on the flash gets. They do get cover, 4 up from the fountain intervening. And that would be, what strength is a plasma cannon?
7.
Oh, 7, thank God. So that's 2 wounds, 1 dead flash get. Alright, the Dreadnought, for some reason, decided to shoot the flash gets. But he forgot about the nasty mechs with their kill saws, so his buddy over there, what's his name?
Hans.
Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Dan is going to flame them, and it barely hits. Let's see. So you need 3s. to kill them. That would be 1. AP4.
Yep.
No armor save. That's 1 dead. Cool. Alright, those dirty space marines have shot 2 flamers. They managed to kill off 2 regular orcs. The rocket launcher missed, so now the rest of them are firing 7 dudes, shooting rapid fire.
Oh dear
Not
God.
that good for roll. For Christ's sake, that's like Mike rolling. And I have to yell at him.
Yeah, seriously, what's going on here? Alright, so you needed 4s to wound.
Oh, 5 wounds.
5 wounds. AP what? Alright, so we got a 4-up armor save. Come on. Come on, orcs, let's do this. Yay! 1 wound.
The last rolling one.
Alright, the rocket launcher shot and missed at the rear of the battle wagon. And he got angry and plasma pistoled, rolling a phenomenal 2. Also missing.
At least it doesn't kill them.
I think this guy is going to get fired or written up at least. These 7 remaining Space Marines throw their crack grenades. Yikes. So that would be 5 crack grenade hits. Roll. You need a 4 to glance. And that is bad. Bad for the battle wagon. The battle wagon is immobilized with 1 whole point remaining. The insane tech marines decided to assault the Burna Boys, who fired their overwatch, causing 8 wounds. 4-up armor save.
So I only take 2 wounds.
You will suffer only 2 wounds. Do they have they have feel no pain, right? Or servitors not get that?
No, they
Yep.
they
So roll your feel no pain.
6 up. Nope.
No, 2 wounds. The Dreadnought attempted to assault, but only rolled a 5. So he stands there. Mechs, unfortunately, I forgot to arm him with any weapon that could actually shoot. So they didn't do anything. They just enjoyed it. The Orks fought hard, but the Knight has 1 whole point remaining. They tried to run away, but the glorious Knight sweeping advanced them, squishing Mr. Knob and Weird Boy into squishy goo. And he has now consolidated up and is facing off against the mighty Grot tanks. That will guaranteeingly be his downfall. Alright, over here, the Servitors and Tech Marine have attacked. Or they thought about attacking, but they failed to do any wounds. So now the Burners and Mechs are going to attack just with their regular weapons. So they're going to hit 22 attacks, hitting on 3s. That's a lot of wounds. Alright, the Servitors are down, but there are 8 wounds remaining in the pool. He needs a 2-up. Unfortunately, that is 2 failures. That will kill him unless he makes his feel no pain of
6 up.
6 up, feel no pain.
Oh, what? Oh, come on.
Oh, goodbye. Good. All right, the Orks have moved up during the movement phase in order to get some shooting and assaulting done and try to recapture some of these objectives and narrow the gap in victory points. Got a nice 2-way split going on the Knight here. Hopefully can take him down. The Grot Mega Tank is going to take out those stupid snipers. And the powerful Grots are going to assault Space Marines because that's what Grots do best. There will be no psychic phase because all of our Psychers are dead. On to the shooting. The Grot mini tanks both failed to do jack. Rolling 1s for armor pen against the Knight. Both trucks attempted to attack. Dreadnoughts, both of them rolled 1s for armor penetration, doing nothing. However, the Burner Boys got lucky and got 3 glancing hits, destroying the Dreadnought in its rear armor. Moving over to the Flash Gits, they're going to fire all their shots into the Space Marines. 15 shots, needing 5 to hit. 3 wounds, and it will be at AP 5. Full up armor save.
All saved.
Dun dun dun. Alright, the shooting phase, not too bad. The Grot Mega Tank took out a couple of these snipers and got 2 gets hot, suffering 2 hull points. Another one was taken out by the Sponson on the Bursta. And the other Sponson wiped out that last servitor, leaving that completely unguarded and ripe for the taking. Grots have fired 30 shots into the Marines, managed to cause 8 wounds. Let's see, will they save this? Or will the Marines die by Grot?
Jim, I'd like to point out that I hate you. Like, officially over... God damn it.
Oh! Is that 4? 4? Do you feel no pain?
Oh, I actually got 1 feel no pain. Okay.
3 Space Marines die by Grot. Okay, the battle raged on with the Grots. Doing 54 attacks, managed to land 4 wounds, all of which were saved. However, the Grot prod attack did 1 successful wound, killing a Space Marine. The Grots suffered 3 wounds from a Squig Hound, but managed to find their bravery and stay for the fight. Over here, the War Boss, along with his buddy Bob the Knob and Mike the Mech, mowed down the rest of those weak, squishy humans. Like the cowards they are. Right?
Yes. Correct.
Onward! Lucky for the Space Marines, the Dreadnought fired Overwatch with a flamethrower, killing a mech, and then squished the other one, so he manages to be unscathed. The Dreadnought flamed the Burna Boys, killing off 3 of those, then shot a las cannon, smoking out another one. What will the Knight do? The Knight fired his rapid-fire battle cannon, landing 2 shots against the tank and the unit here, killing off the big mech and the other knob. The snipers fired down and killed off a last flash git. Here we are. Top of turn 4. Gotta do something about this Knight with the Grots. It looks like we are... Are you at 3 victory points?
6.
You're at 6?
What's your net?
Holy crap. So, Space Marines are at 6 victory points. Orks are at 3. We got some catching up to do. Alright. The Grots didn't do anything. They ran. Of course, they were wiped out and devoured in a sweeping advance by the Space Marines. Their Dreadnought was taken out by the kill saws. So we move in on the objectives and see what the Space Marines will do.
1d6?
In the shooting phase, he chooses to run the Marines for 5 inches. And they will charge, attempting to grab an objective, but will they make it in time? I'm sure the Knight is planning on annihilating some more things too. Alright, this Sergeant Scout is going to shoot at the War Boss.
I thought you'd actually killed him, but...
He hits! Does he wound? Oh man, he wounds! Let's see. 4 up armor. Oh, no good. Recently repaired battle wagon from the It Will Not Die, backed up and is going to try to fire at the Space Marines, hiding cowardly as they are in that little building there. And everybody else kind of moved around. At this point, I'm not really sure what to do with the trucks. The objectives are all too high to grab with them, and they can't fight the Knight. So everybody else is going to shoot the crap out of that Knight. The Grot rocket sponsoon launched into the Knight, who failed his save and died at the hands of a Grot. A mighty Grot. Go, Grot! In an effort to finish the game with the Knight being destroyed, you can see the Space Marines are grabbing an objective. They have a card for this, which will still put them up. Right now, victory points are tied 6-6. This is the bottom of the 4th or 5th turn? 4th turn. So he's going to try a little more fighting, and we'll see. We'll start rolling to see when the game will end. Alright. The Space Marine Sergeant here blasted his grav gun twice, getting a 6 both times. Which, of course, Shamol was it twice, but it only had 2 hull points left, therefore destroyed the battle wagon. Turned in your victory points. You are at 7 now, correct?
Yep.
So the score is currently 7-6, going into the top of 5. Let's see if this will be the final turn. Alright, going into turn 5, we know this will not be the last turn. The Orks need to grab some points.
Oh, you put up a new review?
We have an objective here, see what it will be.
I'll have to go.
Objective marker number 1, that can give us an extra victory point. And we need 5, which is already covered, and a challenge, unfortunately, which is not going to happen. Alright, the belly gun blasted the Space Marines in here. There's still 3 of them left. I know this looks disparaging for the Space Marines, but they're still up on victory points, and
One victory point up.
I have no easy way to get those victory points. One is way at the top of that building, and if you'll notice, that's at least 2 turns worth of climbing. And the other's over here with these clowns. At this point, the Space Marines are trying to hold out and just prevent us from getting any more victory points, hoping for a soon turn loss. He fired the rocket launcher at the Bursta, but did not penetrate.
But
At the top of the turn, the Orks have 4 markers, therefore I need to draw 1 more card. I drew the card that says if every mysterious objective has been discovered, I get a victory point, which they already have, so that now brings the Orks to 7. That is tied with the Space Marines, who also have 7. This will also not be the last turn, but we'll see what happens in turn 5. I'm wrapping these next turns up pretty quick. Belly gun shot, killed 2 more of those Marines. There's still 1 left, which means there's literally 1 Marine on the board. However, we're still tied on victory points. As long as he stays over here, I can't get line breaker, so we don't know if it's a draw. So
Plasma pistol.
we'll see what he does. We'll basically holding out to see if the next turn is going to be the last turn. The Space Marine player opted to discard one of their objectives and grab another one, and this one was secure objective 6. However, it's kind of far away. Not sure that's going to help. So, we're going to see, will turn 6 be the final turn?
5 up?
We got to roll a 5 up for it not to be. Wow. I think that might be the death knell for the Space Marines. Okay, since there is one more turn,
You can't do anything else.
the Flash Gits are within range to move up there within this turn, grabbing objective marker 1, which will give 1 more victory point and leaving the game at 8-7. So we've decided to call it. We had a battery issue, so we're doing the after battle report a little while after the actual game. As I said before, our lovely Space Marine player here he's fairly new to the game. I think it went pretty well, honestly. The strategy seemed to work well. My original plan, which I talked about before you got here, was the trucks with the Burning Boys and mechs.
Yeah.
I figured would be a huge distraction for you, but they weren't really.
Yeah, no, they weren't.
You didn't really bother with them. I mean, they did their job, but they didn't. Whereas the tank mob really, you really had a hard-on for those guys.
Well, so, yeah, I would also like to point out that there was another knob and another group of boys there that I wanted to kill, and I wanted to take
The knob phobia.
Yeah, the knob phobia. I have huge knob phobia. Goddammit. And I kind of took that corner, and that was like my goal. But then everything else died, and I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, but you did. I mean, honestly, compared to other times, you did really well at finding your objectives and securing a lot of them, and keeping that point tally very high.
Yeah.
I think if you maybe would have eased off on the knight and brought him over to more in the middle to support, or kept your tech marine with him.
Yes.
Because he kind of got way back there after that bad run roll.
And that's what I think I'll do next time, is try to get my tech marine into like some sort of transport, right, and keep up with the knight. So
because you could always disembark him.
Right.
Yeah.
Pop out, heal, pop back in.
Actually, that's not a bad idea. You could do that with a couple, even a rhino.
Yeah.
I mean, those are fairly cheap to add in.
Right. And then maybe have like a 5-man squad of Space Marines as like his protectors. You know?
Wound soakers.
Wound protectors.
Yeah. Otherwise I thought that was pretty well. The Orc Super Heavy is interesting. I mean, it's nowhere near the power levels of like the Bane Blade or the Storm Sword.
No, but it's got a front armor of 14, which completely like.
But then Lehman Russes are 14 too.
Yeah.
So it's not really that uncommon for the front armor. Battle Wagons are 14. I mean, any of the tanks, the actual tanks, I think their front armors are 14 across most of them. So that's not that big of a deal. I mean, you can't blow it up. Well, they don't have. They're all like armored thingies. They're not quite tanks.
Yes.
But I think all the super heavies are like that. Really, it doesn't have that many hull points, but it did a good job. I mean, the strength 7, AP3, it's okay, but the radius, of course, that ended up nailing me, wiping out half of one of my squads.
Yeah, because it's Orks, it has to have like a 22-inch radius.
Yeah, or not. It's always random. Flash Kids did well. I thought they were they did really good. They did a nice, solid job. The lack of armor makes them a little
Squishy?
Yeah.
Squishy?
I was a little nervous spreading those guys out there.
They had 2 wounds each though.
Yeah.
And I feel like they just went in with like superior health and just like you know.
Yeah, well, and they got the first shots they got off too. There was a lot of that. I rolled really well, which helped too. But all in all, it was a good game. I mean, you ended up losing by 1 point with one model on the board.
With one guy like yeah.
That guy's a bad dude, man. And your scout sergeant, he remained almost to the end too, he does every time.
He does.
He's one bad dude.
You'd think that the scouts would get like wiped out, but no, they're just. The regular scouts get wiped out like guardsmen, but this guy's just like gritting his teeth and like fucking.
He killed the knob in that one game, didn't he? Yes. He was the one that killed the knob leader.
Yes.
Yeah.
He killed a biker knob.
Yes, yeah, it was the biker knob. In close combat. One bad dude. All right, well that was a good game. I hope you guys like it. Give us comments. Let us know what you want to see. Any feedback will be useful. Like I said, we're working towards doing a campaign, and everybody's getting all their stuff painted up for that. So, we'll see you here next time at Gaming Mayhem.